Hello and welcome back to the channel today. So thank you for everybody joining me today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel at the minute. But I'm going to do an unboxing today. Just ignore my messy face. I'm doing a little challenge with the wife trying to grow my beard out because she wants to plait it all down, but just ignore that. Right, as you've probably seen from the thumbnail, males. I'm after mature males at the minute. I think I've got a list here. I'm after the Caribena Versicolor because I paired my female, adult female, many times with the male. He lived in with her for a couple of weeks, took him out, put him back in after a period of time, and then she just ate him and he went and she didn't drop a sack and then molted out. So I'm after another one of those. I've got a Tarantula Rasty female that's she's sub-adult, so I'm looking for a Rasty male. I did have one, he matured out way too fast as per usual. Cheetah brackets, Discolorous Blue and Ken Kraken. I'm after males for those because the female Ken Kraken paired with the male and immediately ate him. Didn't even have a chance to get him out. She did a sack, but then she ate the sack as well, so she's extremely feisty. So hoping she will double drop. She's buried down and she's not doing anything. She's behind the camera at the minute. Palmer Calcodes, I've got an adult female, so I'm trying to find a male. I don't want to do it from a sling and grow them on because they take an absolute age of Palmer Calcodes, so I'm looking for an adult male. Summer Pairs Victori, I paired with the male many times and she's in that enclosure there. And she paired with him many times and then he just perished just of old age. His abdomen shrunk, he wouldn't eat and he died, so she didn't eat him. So she's paired at the minute, she's gone off food, so fingers crossed. Then I've got a P Metallica female and I'm looking for a male for those because I did have one previously and I had to send him off, but he got eaten by the other female when he got sent off. And then Theraphosa sturmi, so I'm after a male of the Theraphosa sturmi. And when you're in the hobby, some years, whether it's probably due to temperature and stuff, but you can find tons of males and you're struggling to find females of certain species. At the minute, I'm struggling to find males. So like I can't find a Theraphosa sturmi absolutely anywhere because I'm trying to pair up different and rarer species. Like I've got Exiensis intermedia that I'm about to pair the next few months behind. Pantherbeatus Speciala I'm about to pair, and I've got the silver tarantula, the Vietnam silver, which I'm trying to do in a few other bits and pieces, but I can't find any males at the minute. So this is filmed in June, going through the heat wave. It's absolutely roasting, like 30 degrees here, but just 93% humidity, which is just absolutely stupid. But I'm going to go to the July show in Thornbury and I'm going to try and look out for males there. So if you're there and you've watched this, then give me a shout out or come over and say hello. But I've got a male in here and none of the ones that I just mentioned. Spider Shop contacted me when somebody contacted them saying they've got a male and I'm after loads at the minute. And Caribena Versicolor. So it's pretty much a giveaway. Oh, right, tuck that in there for the address. I've got a adult female, I'd say just small enough adult female, and she's due a molt, so she should get the right size then. But she's she's big, she's a big girl, she's very, very feisty. So I want a male, and I did have one, but again, they molt out really quickly, the males. And for some reason, I can't keep them alive as longer once they've matured. Like I had a species Lungardi, I think it's Pteronoclus species Lungardi or something like that. I'll put it on the screen. I had that as a male and I kept him alive for ages, and he would eat and then not eat for months and then he would eat. But some arboreals just wither away and die, and I think it's on how much they want to mate. They just focus on that. So I've learned, before you get to the final molt, if you keep track of them, fatten your male up with lesser food but bigger quantities of it, so like a bigger item, and they'll get a bigger abdomen and then they'll last a bit longer, and I find that a little bit better. But this was from somebody called Lewis, so if you're watching, Lewis, big thank you to you. It all arrived perfectly fine today, so I'm just going to open it up. And I believe this was Lewis's second spider, and it's his Caribena Versicolor, and it's like one of his pride and joys. He's loved this little fella, who's I think got a bit bigger now, and I think it's a malt away from maturing, if rightly from speaking to him. But as we do in the hobby, you do like a split for the sack, or you just buy the male. I asked what he wanted for it, and he donated it to me and the channel, so massive thank you to you. So if I'm successful with this female in the next coming months, then I will send him a load of slings free of charge for his efforts at sending this one down. But big thank you to you, Lewis. And let's just get in here and see if he's fully mature or if he's not, because he was slightly unsure, and he was also slightly unsure on how to box, because it's if it's your second spider, you're not going to be too clued up on how we do things in the hobby. But I explained it, so let's see. Yeah, great packaging already. Oh, I packed that out with loads of paper. You did that brilliant, Lewis. That is absolutely spot on. That was really tack. Because the funny thing is, as I said to him, pack it out, because raw mail, you know, they're doing well with their jobs, but sometimes they've known to dent stuff. As the guy was delivering mine at the door, I opened the door and he was trying to scan the parcel and he dropped it and it just dinked around all by my front door. So makes sense to pack it well, and he's done it in a brilliant tumbler, absolutely perfect. Air holes on the side, dampened tissue, and he bubble wrapped it as well in this. That's absolutely brilliant, this. So going to put it in this temporary enclosure. Let me just show you what I did. So just substrate, and I did a more topsoil mix in this one, just so it holds a bit more humidity, just for the interim process, because it's male going on mature male. I just like to hold a little bit more moisture in there. Slight gravel layer, but I didn't put any mesh because this one is not going to dig. It's probably just going to wander around and do a sperm web, and then just keep on wandering around. To be fair, so I just put 2 bits of cork bark in where it can go behind, and the water dish. And that's it. That's all that we really need, because I can actually keep it in here. But you want to simulate as best as you can habitat for them, just so it makes them more relaxed. And right, let me just find the entrance to this one. There we go. Took that straight off, and let's have a look inside. Right, let's see where he is. I think he's potentially mature. Let's see if we can get him out and have a closer look. You've got to check on the pedipalps. Yes, he's mature. I've seen it now, so he's fully mature. And he's actually slim one. He's got really slim legs. I've had a mature male of this, probably twice the size, really thick. So this one's been, I could tell already, it's been looked after really well. It's got good hairs on the legs, good coloration. Bum looks slightly smaller, but this is the result when you're feeding rapidly, when you don't know if it's a male or a female, and you can't sex them younger, and the males then go through their molt periods a lot quicker, so they don't have months in between it, so they can slow down and basically put on some size. So it's basically like power feeding, but it's hard really first starting. You don't really know. I've done it myself many a times, and you just think, oh, they're taking, you feed and you feed. That's why I like to sex my males a lot sooner, so I know that they're males. Like I've got a Tapinaceous Casner, the bronze tree spider. I think that's how you say it. And I've got 2 females and a male, so I slow the male down. So I'm keeping him really slow and stopping his molts, because they only have the same amount of molts, so you can end up just speeding them on. But this one's doing really, really well. So I might just see if I can give him some time to settle, a drink, and then see if we can pair him, because he is mature. Maybe keep an eye on him for a few days to see if he does a sperm web. Right, see if I could just get him to walk up and in this way. This one I use a paintbrush. Yeah, he's clearly mature there. You could see both of those. Come this way, mate. Where's he going? Come on, look, let's give you a helping hand, get you in there. Typical boreals wanting to go up. There we go, don't freak out, there we go. Right, so a closer look. There we go, so his abdomen's slightly smaller. What I might do is I might give him an evening to chill, and then I may feed him, see if he'll take something, and then we'll see where we go from there. But he looks at the end of his life, he looks a bit hairless on the legs. Yeah, he doesn't look in the best. He's at the end. But he should be able to fulfill his duties as a mature male. So what I'll do is I'm going to give him a few days, see if I can get the water in him, see if I can get him fed, and then I'll see if I can introduce him to the female, and we'll see what happens. So let's skip forward to that. So this is a few days later. He got a little bit more active after drinking a few times, and I managed to encourage him to go into the female's enclosure, and I've been waiting for about half hour, 40 minutes, and he's not drummed yet, so I'm just going to wait a little bit longer. I've seen him move his pedipalps, but I think I'm just going to go have a drink, and I'll probably come back and see how they're getting on. But the female is right down there at the bottom, so let's just get to the next bit. So finally seen him drumming, but he couldn't get in position at the top, and the female was brilliant and calm and actually come down to the bottom, so that it was easier for him, because he is an older, mature male, to get him in position. So let's just turn it around and see what happens. So the guy is old, but he still knows what he's doing. He's still drumming there. You can see it on the camera. Repositioned himself. The female is so placid with him, and he moves in really, really slowly. So I'm happy to see that this is going on camera. So to catch you up, it's been a few hours. There's no need for me to stay there because the female's been extremely placid. They finished, but I noticed that the male went extra frail, so I don't know if like the exertion for that hour, 2 hours has just been a lot for him. So I could have picked him up with my hand, but I thought he's quite skittish. I didn't want him running off my skin and then falling and injuring himself, so I just used a straw to maneuver him in. You can see he's quite fragile. Beautiful coloration though, and he still did the deed. So I actually saw off camera he actually did finish and do everything he needed to do, and he did it twice. So let's just give him a couple of days rest, and the female is down there at the bottom, and we'll come back and try again. So this is 2 days after, and I've put water dish at the bottom because you can see that he's still struggling to climb to the top, but he still manages to get a drink. But I thought I'll make it a little bit easier for him, and then I'll give him another day, and let's see if we can introduce him again. Okay, so this is a week later. He needed a good few days of hydrating to get his movement back, and I could tell from he was getting off the floor and then climbing and going up high on the enclosure and trying to drum. So I knew that he was getting the strength back to pair. So I checked on the female. She was in the top there of the court box. She's come out and she's approached him. He was drumming. You can see he's got a bit more energy in him, but she's been super patient and really placid with him. But if you can notice his movements, very slow, like he's unsure of himself. He can't really hang on with his hooks. Whether he can contract them and grip, I'm not too sure, because you could see he's quite slow at moving around, and she's almost like holding him. It's like he's definitely an OAP of a tarantula, but she's even supporting him there. He's trying to get himself into a better position, which is lower down in the enclosure, and then he likes to go facing up, and then she pivots herself on the side of the enclosure. So let's just give it a bit more time. So this was another couple of hours later, and you can see he's still trying to get into position. The female is so patient. I could not believe this. She couldn't have been any better. And she is previously molted. She's just very well fed.
But you can see here that he's managing to get himself in position. She lifts herself up, and I actually saw off camera because I couldn't see through the sides because she's webbed up the enclosure. But he actually gets both his pedipalps. He swaps from left to right, so that's absolutely brilliant. So a big thank you to Lewis there for sending me this male. He's done his deed. She's gone back into her hide and she's closed it off and she has sealed it. So I'm hoping for a sack. And unfortunately, the male did perish a few days after due to his old age, but that's the cycle. So I hope you enjoyed that. See you on the next one.